Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to the vlog. It's going to be a really big vlog. We are going to our final locals pre-regionals. We are going to regionals and we're also doing a lot with our deck. Now, I do have Blue Eyes here and we do have some option as to what we play at regionals. Set option I think is expanded because we also have this mystery package and I ordered quite a few cards. Not entirely sure what's in here, but I do have a good idea. And it's also just been a really great time with Yu-Gi-Oh as of late. Last locals at 401, we got our very first undefeated week. I've been working towards that for the last 4 months, so it felt like a really cool milestone. And we're going to try to keep that going. I feel like it's a good sign for the regionals coming up. We are again going to edit the deck, but we are starting as we typically do with a little mail opening. So let's rip into this, see what we get. Okay, so I think we have Mitsu cards in here, and look at that. Another close call, but you can see from the top, I think we're correct. We have the new Mitsurugi card. This was the other deck that I really thought about playing at the regionals. Now, I feel like the deck's actually going to be pretty crazy, but we do have YSS Providence coming up this weekend, so we'll get to see what it's actually like, if we're correct, or if it's another TCG exclusive, but I do have a lot of faith in this. Okay, so I was actually thinking about it, and I think we have everything we need to play pure Mitsurugi at the upcoming regionals. We did open a lot of cards at the gym as of late, and we could play quite a few variants. I feel like I would lean towards pure, though at this point, we have less than a week to learn it. And if my friends have taught me anything, it's that when you go to regionals, you play the deck that you are most comfortable with. At this point, that is definitely Blue Eyes. And I do think we can make the Blue Eyes deck a bit better. So we're going to take out Effect Veiler. We are going to take out Dominus Purge as well. I'm going to keep 1 to 2 Effect Veilers in here, ideally 1. But I do think there's another hand trap that I'd rather play over those. So we're going to go to the trunk and we're gonna find that. Now, the hand trap we're looking for is actually one that's seen a lot of play in the OCG as of late, and I believe it's been for the Dragon Tail deck. However, I think it actually has some application now already in the TCG. It is a Ghost Girl, it is a Ghost Bell, which I am just now learning I don't think I have. How does somebody not have Ghost Bells 2025? Okay, so while I apparently don't have Ghost Bells, there is something else I do want out of here, and that is simply the 3 Chaos Hunters. It's a card that, admittedly, I wouldn't play if I had Prulia or Meowth, but I don't. So these are going back in the side deck. I just feel like we need to respect Malice a little bit more, and I also feel like we should probably change the side to respect Mitsurugi a little bit more too, but I think this is where we start. Okay, well, we found something, and we do need to make space in the side. I think the cut is actually pretty easy. We tested Cycle Readers last week, and while it did win us a game, it was because we were attacking for game with it. It wasn't because we actually activated the effect. So I think that's an easy cut. These guys go in here. At this point, I feel like I need to figure out what I'm doing for the main deck. If we don't have bells, I'm going to message some friends, see if I can borrow some for this upcoming locals. Maybe we do test them, but if not, we do need to make some other decisions. That said, I think we do have another package downstairs, so we are going to go grab that, and then we'll get back to this. Okay, so yet again, we are on our walk to the gym. However, as per new tradition, we do have mail to open there. Now, I think we have things for future formats, which will be fun to talk about, so. Okay, so we're back with our classic opening segment, and again, updates for the future. Oh, okay, so I actually forgot about these. This is a great card for Mitsurugi. Another couple of them, that searches Nib, that's decent into Malice. And these are cards that we probably won't make. We'll probably send them off Extrav or what have you, but happy to have them. Then, in the back half, we actually have cards for the future. These will be good in Dragon Tail and Yummy format. Also, similarly, have Retaliating Seas for said format. Just trying to get things a little bit early before they go up in price. So if you have them, do dig them out. But very happy with this little mail day. Anyway, that's another good opening, and back to the workout.
What it means to be alive.
morning, welcome back. It is Locals Day and it is also post YCS Providence, which is really exciting to watch. I feel like Mitsurugi, it's a deck I've been rooting for, it's a deck I've really wanted to play, and now to see it just take over was really awesome. But again, we are most comfy with Blue Eyes, so that's what we are taking to the regionals this weekend. However, I think with Mitsurugi Raziel being so at the forefront of those top tables, we do need to respect it just as much as Malice. For Malice, we do have the Chaos Hunters, we have the Lancias, and for Raziel Mitsurugi, I have Ultimate Slayers, I don't really have much else. So I think we need something new. Now, said side card is actually, or was, rather popular last format. However, I haven't seen people play with it as of late. Now, it was a side deck card, and that means it's randomly scattered somewhere in this binder, but there we go. Metal Tronus. I feel like we just need more outs for Detonator. So my thought process is, while Blue Eyes is a good deck, True Light, Lordly Loads, they just cannot play through Detonator. You don't have enough extenders, and I think that's really the silver bullet for this deck. So we just want as many high impact spells that can out it as possible in a really weird way, while Mitsurugi being good and in the format is an intimidating force in itself. The more intimidating force is just that Raziel is more popular. So more side cards for that. It's also worth noting that I might get the bows today, but if I don't, these are our 39th and 40th card. My thought here is just that Mitsurugi searches a lot, and this helps us with that. We have, I think, a really strong list for this week, and it is the final week of practice. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna have a lot of fun, but most importantly, no, not most importantly. I was gonna say most importantly, we're gonna try to learn a lot, but most importantly, we're going to have some fun, because at the end of the day, that's why we play this card game. It's to hang out with our friends, it's to have fun, and that's always just gonna be number one for me. So Athena is taking her camcorder out today, getting some B-roll, but it's really cool because it has this vintage, like 1990s, 2000s look.
This is my current obsession.
Also, she may be working on a project, and I will be in said project.
It's gonna be artsy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
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 It's gonna be great.
Okay, I'm good. I'm good. No more politics. I'm good. Hey,
Room security. Traitor.
Nah. Oilers fan for life. Sorry, I had to do that.
Okay, I think your cards are getting bounced. You know what? You got some good secrets.
I pulled them back to back. It was with first two packs. Oh, and this guy. I need this guy. So I'm building Mitsurugi next.
You too, eh?
Yeah, well, it's such a good deck, and it's cheap.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The ghost spells.
The main deck.
Dorian was a lifesaver here.
Here's my big question. Do I play Blue Eyes today or Primite, Fiendsmith, Summon Skull?
You'd make Joshua Schmidt proud.
I would, yeah. You know, when he went through, I was like, this is amazing. This is like perfect. Oh, they're saying chicken.
Now, I don't know that I've introduced you guys to Jonathan, but I feel like every week he gives me a lot of ideas, a lot of energy. He just makes Locals feel fun. And I just want to say, Jonathan, I appreciate you, what you bring to Locals. And with that, we are going to jump into round one. You? Yours or mine?
This is mine.
That's
Exact same sleeve.
Dragon Shield, what are yours? So match one was against Greg, and I had a really fun time with this one because we chatted pretty much the whole way through. I learned that he was really into fencing, and that is a hobby that I would like to try at some point in life, but very cool there. That said, he is on White Forest, he is winning the dice roll. I am not opening engine, so I'm actually quite okay with going second. That said, he sends an Ash from hand to special Diabellstar, then places Inception from deck with her effect. Inception is then flipped, he tributes, he adds, and I activate Droll, which is pretty good. From there, he uses the spell to make the Omni-Negate fusion and activates talents to rip my hand. The bell is returning, so I guess that does mean she does have value. Inception is then reset from grave, and it's back to us where we draw into the Maiden, which is quite good. However, it is getting negated, and well, we're passing back to Greg. He draws, then the starter comes down, down, I drop the Ash, hoping for no extenders. He, however, has the field spell, and well, yeah, it's a little rough. He continues comboing. I drop the Fuo once I think he's going to go into a synchro, and he commits into the big guy, so I get to draw back into Bell, which I do activate on the hollowed Azamina. Now, he is using his bodies to synchro into the big one, which does add back a spell or trap. I draw the Drill Beam thanks to Fua. However, it doesn't really matter. He's adding back the talents to hand. He's activating it yet again. He is ripping yet again, and we are not winning that one. So I will note, it was a funny game, but we're going to game 2. Now, in game 2, I open the Wishes bricks plus Blue Eyes. However, Maiden is all we need, so we activate her effect to send from hand to activate True Light from deck. Next, I use the Roar to summon a Blue Eyes from deck, giving our Majesty a second pop, and Maiden returns to the field as well. From there, we synchro into our Spirit Dragon, and we follow it up with the big play of setting 2 cards in the back row. It's kind of giving a 2008 end board, but we do use True Light to set an additional Wishes in the end phase. We can't activate it, as we did draw both bricks. However, it does deck thin, and that's something. Next, Greg draws for turn and fires off a Fua. I wonder what he drew. I then chain the True Light to special back a Blue Eyes and a Maiden. Now, a Wanted comes down, and I don't have a Droll this time, so we're activating the Drill Beam to banish the engine access. It actually works. He passes, I draw into an Imperm. I simply switch the Blue Eyes and the Spirit to attack mode. Spirit swings in for 25, Blue Eyes swings in for 3k, and then we use the True Light in battle to special the Blue Eyes from hand, and we swing in for game. So we get to see his hand. He did have the nib. It's a good thing we didn't do anything more fancy, but we are going to game 3. So this one, we drew this hand, and it's a good showcase of why high impact hand traps matter this format. He starts by sending his own Imperm to summon a Deep Bellstar. I use my Imperm hoping he bricks. However, bro was very nice with it. He comboed into a pretty formidable board, and we weren't breaking it. So the match is going to Greg, and I've got to say, big shout out to Greg. Despite losing, it was a really funny first match. Hope to have him a lot more on the channel because I feel like this was a really good time.
Do a lot of like volleyball and fencing, but
Fencing?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Oh my god.
I actually competed for York. Yeah.
Okay, so you're good.
There's only 2 people, and then you did one more for the team. Like, count me in. Why not?
Okay, so it's a packed house, as you can see, as you can hear. We have 1 week left, and I feel like people are excited to play cards. There's a pretty cool play where you activated talents and then you added it back the next turn and then you ripped again.
When the cards first came out, our friend was playing in the Nationals. He sent skill drain and then like reset the skill drain like on his turn. And he realized you could do that for like any floodgate in the game.
By the way, this is Tom. He's one of the guys that was actually telling me a lot about Mitsurugi over the past couple of weeks. And we're gonna do some cute double dates this summer, do some thrifting. Also, worth noting, Vincent showed up and guy's a sweetheart. He brought me a QCR Cross Crusader. He knows I'm really excited about that new support. So exciting there. Okay, we are with our favorite pack opener, Athena.
Wait, if I get a stage, does Simon have to play Blue Eyes for the original?
I feel like that confirms it.
Okay.
It's the front card, so.
And oh no. Oh, that's actually useful. You can use it from the Tachyon card. If you guys are opening OTS packs, this might actually be useful in like 3 months, so save them. Now, our next match of the day was actually against the Most Jack dude at our locals, Kadeem, and you've definitely seen him in the background of videos before. His shoulders take up like the entirety of the room, so, you know, bound to happen. That said, he was having a very unlucky day, as was I, to be honest. My first hand was double wishes and both targets, so we couldn't really use the 4 cards. However, he bricked even harder. I took the first game, and the second game we had a little bit of a back and forth, but to be honest, I drew 3 or 4 hand traps, and I feel like I just got really lucky this whole match. So we got the 2-0 there, but it really wasn't his fault. And with that, we are going to move into the next match, which was also against a really nice guy. And I know you guys always say I compliment all of my opponents, but I feel like at 401, we just have a lot of really, really good people, and that is a blessing, but it's a blessing I want to highlight because I just really appreciate the people in our community. So, jumping into our final match of the day here, I do win the dice roll and open a fantastic hand with both the Primite and the Blue Eyes Engine. That said, before I play a card, the Fua does come down, and we are now playing mindfully. But we do land on a decent board of Spirit, Drillbeam, Majesty, Imperm, Valor, and Droll, and we did so while respecting Nib, and it's a good thing we did because he does end up dropping it. He attributes my field, but I didn't use the Maiden yet, so we used the Lordly Load to special back from Grave to avoid the Fua draw, and Maiden also comes back because Lordly Load only prevents activated effects of monsters on the field. With that, we synchro into the second Spirit Dragon, he draws one more from Fua, and it's back to him where he does draw for turn. The first activation is a Sales Ban, which does call Drill Beam, and honestly, pretty good. Next, the normal comes down, and I realize I'm playing against White Forest yet again. So we have a shot at redemption. He adds to hand, I drop the Droll, he proceeds to link both monsters in the Moon, and I do activate the Majesty to avoid the Fiendsmith engine just kind of going off. Luckily, that is enough. We do take game 1, and we are moving to game 2. So I draw a decent hand, but don't want to get Talanced in main, so we activate the Fua and draw. Unfortunately, it is met with an Ash, and we are not drawing any extra cards this turn. From there, he activates the Fiendsmith Hornet Drones and makes a token, which is then turned into a Requiem. Requiem tributes, Lacrima is summoned, and I use a Bow to try and stop the push. From there, the normal comes down, I activate Imperm, as you really can't let White Forest combo. Now he equips the Requiem, makes the fusion, and synchros both into a Chaos Angel made with both a light and a dark. A card is then set in the back row, and luckily, he's passing back. I draw into a Fua for a turn, and I discard it so I don't have to deal with the Fiendsmith cards in Grave. Now I normal the barrel, which is of course met with the Valor, and we proceed to activate the load in hand to search the Drill Beam from deck. From here, I link the Primite Barrel into the Spirit Link 1, and we are met with an Imperm. We are still in this though. I then activate a load to special Blue Eyes from deck, which allows me to activate the Drill Beam, targeting the Chaos Angel. He chains a Lacrima in Grave to special back out the Requiem, and the Drill Beam resolves, banishing the Chaos Angel. Now, I link my two bodies into the Hieratic Seals, and he uses the Requiem to summon a Lacrima from deck, which allows me to draw into a third Fua, and then he dumps the Fiendsmith Engraver to Grave. Now, Spheres could save us from the Fiendsmith line, however, he does draw into the normal summon starter, and we're not beating that with just Seals. So, we are going to the all-important Game 3. So here we go, our final test game before regionals and our chance to win some packs. I opened both engines plus Droll, so I'm feeling it pretty good. The first action is to normal summon the barrel, and it gets us to a load, which we are of course activating, and well, as expected, it gets hit with the Ash. From there, we do a small combo to avoid Nib and land on Ash, Droll, Valor, Majesty, and Spirit. It's not amazing, but it is safe, and we're passing back. He draws and activates a Lightning Storm, calling back row, and I am able to negate the True Light Destruction effect in Grave with the Spirit, but this was a great reminder to tag the Spirit out into the ultimate in standby in game 2 and 3. That said, now that we have used Spirit, I do tag it out into the ultimate. He proceeds to normal summon the starter, and I don't Ash so that I can Droll on resolution of the ad. Next, he activates the Searched spell, and I negate it with the ultimate so things don't snowball. A card is then set into the back row, and in the end phase, ultimate is destroyed. It brings back a Blue Eyes along with Maiden for follow-up. I draw into Solemn Judgment, and the standby, the barrel is added back, so things are looking up. I start by tributing the Maiden to get back the True Light from Grave, then I normal the Primite. As always, he does eat a Valor, and if I want to make another synchro while saving the Valor, I do need a Blue Eyes in Grave, so I banish the wishes to equip the Neo Blue Eyes, then turn the Vanilla Blue Eyes into a Tyrant. Next, we link the barrel into the Link 1 Spirit, and tribute that from the field to special back the Blue Eyes from Grave. That lets us get our bonus body and tuner in the form of Maiden, so we synchro into the Spirit, we enter battle, Tyrant swings into the body, which allows us to reset the Majesty, Spirit swings in directly, and because we're not playing the new Ancient Fairy, we don't have game. We could use the True Light to special another Blue Eyes, but again, it's not enough. So I opt to use it in main phase 2 to set a Roar from deck, and with that, I do use it now to thin the second Blue Eyes out of our deck and give Majesty the second pop. Now, our board is looking pretty nice. We are passing back. He begins with the Fiendsmith Hornet Drones to make a token, and I see an opportunity, so I activate the Majesty to now pop 2 cards. It goes for the token in the back row. The trap in the back row actually has a destruction effect, however, the Spirit can negate it. So just like that, we are actually taking game 3. We are X1, we are winning some prizing, and yet again, we're just having a really good time.
Save these for you.
Ooh, thank you. Or what are we looking for out of this set? March Hare. March Hare? March Hare. Okay, are we pulling the March Hare? Okay, we got some Mitsu. Actually, I need the super ancient fairy dragon. Do you want to open one of these for me?
Sure, I got you, Ryan.
Yeah?
I got you.
Okay, now you got the hot hands, right?
Yep.
We have...
Sakura.
Okay. We go round 3, Jonathan.
Go, John.
You pulled great today.
That's also the Ultra. Genesis. Okay.
Turn.
Yep. You had that look, Athena.
Okay.
And we have Eldritch. Okay, you know what? I like the deck. I do.
Nice.
What did you... Ooh, that is a good pull.
Not the dumbest card I wanted, but
Hey man, one day that's gonna be money. Like money. Oh. I need you. What are we pulling?
Money.
We're coming.
It's a mark.
No, it's not.
It is.
Are you gonna tell me? Oh, we're good. I didn't pull it, so Alex gave me the synchro. I need to play a regional.
Yeah, we can go here.
And I don't know when I'll be back because
You went too far. Okay. Bye-bye.
Athena's filming more beautiful B-roll, which I may or may not steal for my vlog. You are the beautiful B-roll right now. Update, we made it outside, which was great.
acts like you're in disbelief. I've never steered you wrong.
All right, good morning. We're going to regionals today. I am playing Blue Eyes, and I'm probably potentially going to be late. So we're going to... Okay, so we made it out of the house. We are a little bit late, but I think it'll be okay. Kevin is going to meet me at the venue because he's a sweetheart and it's kind of hard to find the actual play space. So last night he also helped me sign up for the tournament because this old man brain just couldn't figure it out. So big shout out to Kevin. Don't know what I'd do today without you. Oh, look at you, Spiffy. Now, as per usual, we're not allowed to film in the regional space, and I wanted to respect that, so we just took a couple pictures. But I will say, I didn't do great this regionals, I'm going to be honest. I made a lot of misplays. However, our friends didn't, and 4 of them actually topped. Okay, so we are out of regionals, and I am walking with the 2nd place Melodious champion, Kevin Rodriguez.
Hi.
Matthew also topped for the first time, and Abdul topped.
Abdul also topped. He was my only loss. Crazy.
Abdul is crazy. And, you know, we still have to get our invite. Yeah. So we're going to more regionals. More regional runs. I think we're gonna switch to Mitsurugi. And
Rochester next? Niagara next? Rochester, right? No, Niagara.
I think it is Rochester.
Oh, Rochester.
Rochester, Chain Niagara.
No, but then it has to be the other way around because Chains resolve backwards.
Ooh.
So you have to go Niagara, Chain, Rochester. Rochester resolves first. Then we go to Niagara.
See, this is why you're the one topping the regionals. Thank you.
When we go to Rochester, we're gonna see crush cards. Logan and Brian, we're coming. We're coming.
We do miss you both. And we're happy you're playing cards again.
I love them so much.
If you guys are unaware, Brian and Logan are uploading deck profiles and openings and everything again.
Subscribe to the Crush Cards.
And to Kevin.
To me.
Congratulations to Kevin. Congratulations to Matthew. Everybody for just killing it today. Again, wonderful time. We'll see you soon. And above all, as always, peace and love.